Chris Godinez, licensed professional counselor, also the host of We Need to Talk on every Sunday at noon, and then I post it up to social media. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. The views and opinions stated herein are mine and mine alone. They do not represent the ACA, the APA, or any other therapist for that matter. Boom, shakalaka, done. I'd like to thank my sponsor. Where is it? BetterHelp. BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. They're an online therapy company. There are over 40,000 therapists working with them. They are international. You just go online, betterhelp.com/Chris Godinez, fill out a few questions, and they will place you with a licensed professional master's level or PhD level therapist, either in your state or that can do international. So I've gotten lots of good feedback. So thank you, betterhelp.com/Chris Godinez. Okay, diving into the question. So the question was kind of a long one, but so I'm going to try to condense it down. So what to do when you're feeling lonely and vulnerable and you want to go back to the abuser, or you want to, somebody reaches out to you that you think might be an abuser and you're so lonely, you're like, oh, I want to take it. Okay, this is why I want to go over self-esteem on Sunday. So really, it's when you're feeling lonely and when you're feeling vulnerable and when you're feeling, let's see if I can find the words that were used, lonely and isolated. Okay. You have got to go hang out with healthy people. So that's why support groups are huge. Okay. Now, do support groups often have narcissists in them? Yeah, you've just got to be careful. But there's usually a lot of good people there that can be supportive, that can be there for you. You want to do things. You want to get outside of your head. You want to go do things. So when we're feeling vulnerable, when we're feeling lonely, okay, so in AA, there's a thing called HALT. Are you too hungry, too angry, too lonely, or too tired? Because that's usually when you're going to relapse. Well, it's the same thing with having come out of an abusive relationship. If we're too lonely or too isolated or, whatever, we have a tendency to be like, oh, this, that's what abusers are counting on. So when an abuser does a devalue and a discard, okay, they will wait sometimes a few hours, sometimes a day or two, sometimes a week or two. It could be 20 years. Who knows? And they'll reach out and they'll do a Hoover. Okay. So when they do that, they're counting on your self-esteem being so low and you being isolated and lonely that you'll be relieved that they've reached out to you. Nope. Once you get away from an abuser, it is forever. Do not go back to them. Okay. They do not change. They do not get better. They do not realize the error of their ways. They do not have epiphanies. None of that. When they're doing a Hoover, okay, the sad thing of it is that the way the target of abuse takes a Hoover is that, oh, they love me. They miss me. They see me. Oh, I need to go back. Hell no. No. Put down the phone. Put it down. Nope. Don't you dare text them back. No way. What they're doing is that they want you to believe that. Healthy, normal people don't treat people like doo-doos so that somebody has to leave them. Let me just say that again. Healthy, normal people do not treat their partners like doo-doo so that the partner has to leave. They just don't. Okay? So when a narcissist does a Hoover, it's with an agenda. So it's either that you have left them, you're done. Thanks for playing. Bye-bye. We are done here. And they want you back so that they can punish you. That's usually what it is. Or the other reason, they've run out of supply. Those are the ones that usually call like 20 years later, hoping that you'll have forgotten what they've said and what they've done and how they've treated you. So yeah, no, they've run out of supply. Their little black book is now empty because they've literally burnt every single bridge. They don't have a current supply. They don't have someone they can feed off of. So what they start doing is they start flipping through the people that they have used in the past, and they'll suddenly go, oh, I was just thinking about you. Oh, it's been so long. I miss you. Oh, please. This is why you got to work on self-esteem. You've got to have a list of deal breakers. You've got to have a reminder of what this person did to you. You know, it's like, oh, well, this person cheated and did this and said that and did this and da 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 da. So that you go, oh, hell no. What planet are you on? What are you smoking to make you think that I would want to come back to that? Thanks for playing. So, yeah, you really got to do that, because otherwise that inner child will mess you up and make you want to go back. Okay? Don't do it. So, when you get lonely or isolated and you've left the abusive relationship, seek out therapy, seek out a support group, go start making friends, get in contact with family members that the abuser did not want you to have contact with. You know, usually when an abuser says, oh, you can't see this family member or you can't see this friend, it means that those friends or family members were good for you. So, yeah, start reaching out, start getting a social support group, go to support groups. You know, it could be a divorce support group, it could be a trauma support group, it could be, you know, whatever support group, but do it. Get some support. Get into a therapist, start working on yourself. So there's no excuse, really. It's like the abuser plays on that intermediate period when you've left and you're still not sure of yourself and you haven't really started working on yourself. That's what they're counting on. And that's when they strike, is when you're lonely and you're overwhelmed and you're isolated and you haven't reached out to family and friends yet. Man, reach out to them. You're going to need them. You're going to need all the support in the world that you can possibly get. And my phone agrees. So you want to reach out for support, get with a good therapist, start working CPTSD from Surviving to Thriving, Pete Walker, The Self-Esteem Workbook by Glenn Schiraldi, and especially Facing Codependency by Pia Mellody. Seriously, a lot of it is, oh, but I need to take care of them. Oh, but they want me back so I can heal them. No, stop. No more idiot compassion. No, 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 no. You can love them from afar, you know? And here's the thing. We don't ever stop loving. Normal people don't stop loving, okay? You know, the feelings for that person is still going to be there, but you got to realize that thing that you fell in love with was an illusion. The real them is the nasty them, not who they presented in the beginning of the relationship. So you've really got to have a strong talk with yourself and remind yourself it's like healthy, normal people don't do the devalue and the discard. They don't criticize. They don't harm. They don't hurt. They don't look to put down or make less than or whatever. So yeah, you gotta just kick them to the curb and do not fall for a love bombing thing. That's when you're the most vulnerable, is when you're lonely and isolated. So, and the thing of it is what I see a lot of targets of abuse is they're so terrified of really dealing with the core issues that led them to be in this relationship in the first place, that they dive immediately into another abusive relationship to avoid having to work on themselves. Au contraire, people. No, 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 no. You want to start working on yourself. You want to start healing that inner child. You want to start dealing with those familial issues, the family of origin issues that cause the inner child in you to go, oh, look, here's mom and dad who had a really hard time with, who were not loving, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I know if I can make this person over here, who kind of sort of reminds me of them, if I can make them love me, then I prove mom and dad wrong. Half of a doo-doo sandwich, half of a doo-doo sandwich. Total and complete doo-doo sandwich. You do not want to do that. So work on yourself. Get with a good therapist. Inner Child Workbook or Regaining the Inner Child. Inner Child Workbook by Catherine Taylor. Regaining the Inner Child by Lucia Cappuccioni. Self-Esteem Workbook, Glenn Schiraldi. Facing Codependency by Pia Mellody. Codependent No More, Melanie Beattie, Disease to Please, Harriet Breaker, CPTSD from Surviving to Thriving, Pete Walker. So those are all the things that are going to help you. Focus in on yourself. Get out and meet healthy people. Get with a good trauma therapist. Those are things that are going to keep you safe. If you are looking outside of yourself for a romantic partner to soothe or heal you, you're going to end up in another abusive relationship. Don't do it. So anyway, there is that. All right, my loves. I will talk to you on Sunday. We're going to talk about self-esteem, standing up for yourself, dealing with Karens, all that sort of fun stuff. All right, my loves. I will talk to you later. Bye.